Hi everyone, Bitcoin here from
the Big Chabowski Empire.
Back with Season 6 of Grand Arena. Now some of you who may have been watching some of my videos before noticed that I didn't upload my very last round of the 5th season, which was the determining round for getting Kyber or not. And I was actually quite sick around the time and totally screwed up that round. I didn't properly record it because I pretty much had no voice whatsoever, and I was pretty sick after that. And I also got really busy as a result because I missed out on a whole lot of days of getting stuff done. So I just really haven't had time for any kind of videos. I've just been trying to catch up with stuff. But now that I have, I can get back into recording these videos and hopefully do better this time around. So in my first bracket, I actually have some interesting opponents. Everyone is pretty focused with rather similar rosters. Now this guy over here that I expect to face in one of the upcoming rounds has been top 20 Kyber in my division for pretty much every round I can remember. I don't really keep track of it, but I check which people rank high from what kind of guilds they are every now and then, just to get an idea of are there any frequently recurring people and is there anything that I may be able to learn from them. Excuse me. So he's got a really strong roster, and this might become a very interesting match if I end up fighting him. His lifetime score is also substantially higher than mine. And some of these people I've noticed in the histories have fought each other, but for now my opponent is Yodar over here from a guild that we fought in Territory Wars as well, the Alderanian Wolfcats. So he's got a very solid roster, and like I said, it's pretty similar to me. What I did notice this round, actually I was expecting to face a lot of people that already invested early into their Rage training and Kyber Unmasked, but there actually aren't a whole lot of people. These are mostly, I suppose, smart players who have held on to their resources instead of spending very early. So that is really noticeable, and that's going to make these matches pretty difficult. Now, perhaps in one of the upcoming rounds that will change, but I think in general most of the people who over-invested in those factions early might not end up doing very well or progressing very far, so if I don't fight them in the first week, I don't really expect them to return later on. So anyways, let's get into the match here. So at first I looked at the map and I thought, oh, my opponent hasn't attacked, but then I realized that Darth Revan is sort of hanging down here and General Skywalker as well. So I realized that he did actually attack. He attacked my Darth Revan once and left Malak on the board, preloaded my Grievous team, didn't even attempt Karth, and then in the bottom here he tried twice on General Skywalker, didn't manage to clean it up the second time. Those can be pretty nasty cleanups. And then didn't attempt Night Sisters either because he used his Padme up against my General Skywalker. So he himself has his General Skywalker on defense as well, and his Grievous team, along with a Bounty Hunter team over here. And then in the bottom he has his Geos and his First Order. Now my opponent has been setting pretty much the same thing forever. You could argue that I've done the same, but the difference is that for me it has mostly worked, I suppose. Then again for him as well. But I knew that if I would set this on defense, he wouldn't have an answer sticking with the setup that he had. So for me, there was no real reason to change that up. So he didn't clear any teams. He might still have something to beat the Karth team, I don't know, depending on how heavy he is in the back zone here. So he could end up beating a team, but as long as I basically beat a single team, I'm okay. So the pressure for the win is off for me. But I would, of course, absolutely want to get a full clear up against him here. So the normal scene, I would go through the bottom zones here first to see what exactly he has in the back so that I can better allocate my teams. But when I see General Skywalker and I know I want to use Padme up against it, then I would rather do that first. Just so that I know, like, what do I leave standing left over, and does that give me any options for cleanups? I would rather have a good cleanup on that one first and then get to the fleet zone as well, than spending my teams over here and then potentially not having any good options. Now in this case I don't expect any conflicts here, but I feel like it's always nicer to take the tough battle first if possible. So let's go do that. First I'm quickly going to check the modding on his General Skywalker. So 117k protection. but reasonably slow. He does have a speed arrow though, that's pretty odd for this combination. Now my opponent actually messaged me and said he wants to remod to something closer to what I'm doing, because he feels like it's better to stop the Padme counter, but I mean, it feels like that's kind of what he has. I mean, I have defense sets as well, so I don't think it's that as much. I think he used his C-3PO as 5th, and C-3PO is just not a good 5th when using Padme, but I'll hear his answer later on. So, let's see here. Going to start with this battle. I really hope I can at least get it down to General Skywalker. If not, then I'm not going to full clear him. Full stop right there. So we'll see how it goes. And if he gets the lucky, of course. General Skywalker always goes first in these matches, which makes it a lot more difficult for me to take a lot of characters out. So we will see how it goes. Everyone's cooldowns got reduced. Sometimes there's some variation there. Okay, Padme gets the cleanse. Now R2-D2 gets the smoke screen. And hopefully right around now I'm going to get some big hits in. There we go. This is unfortunate. Wasting so much courage is always lame. I have to be really careful of Echo's second AoE here. It always comes in super quickly. I'm probably going to burn here. I mean, I would honestly rather stun, because if he already has an Echo... please, no AoE. Damn, yeah, I was worried about that. At least it didn't kill me, that's the bright side. That also means that Echo is currently no threat and Rex is a bigger threat, so I'm going to switch targets here. But I'm going to lose a couple characters here the moment Skywalker steps back up. There's no way around it, I think. So it's probably smartest for me to try to kill Echo off here. I could go for Arc as well, but I don't think they have the collective damage to get that done. And Retribution does absolutely nothing for me here, so I'm going to at least take out Echo. Oh, that's actually a really great start there. And the fact that she is still stealthed limits the counters. I have a good chance. It's not going to be amazing, but it's quite alright. Let's hope this is stun. No. But he's going to do his special next, and that's going to kill some characters, unless I topple him here. Nah, it's so close. Such a pity. What's smart here? Is Ahsoka gonna topple is a question. Okay, she does. That's perfect. This was a pretty close one. I can still perfectly lose this, but I did not. Very nice. Good banners. I mean, 51 is not that good, but could have gone a lot worse. Could have been a cleanup. Alright, I'm very happy with that one. So you see, if General Skywalker goes first and they get the stun, you can still come out okay, but it was a pretty close call there. He has some really good relics on his arc as well. So yeah, interesting battle. Now over here he's got BB-8, so I'll have to think what exactly I want to do over there. And then he's got his Django, and at the bottom Geos in first order. So I'll probably go up against the Geos first. Not much of a reason for me to do anything else. Now against these relic spies, I really like to play it safe. I've been growing fonder of this setup. It hasn't failed me yet. I guess that will change when it does fail. But I don't think I really need to do anything different here. So I'll just be going with them. Okay, they're going for nest first here. Interesting. Usually they do the exact same thing every round, but here with Spy, it's just such a risk with Scion. Even though I have the crit avoidance arrow, it's just a tricky combination. There we go. Wow, that 1 health. That was a weird one. Okay, this should kill. Perfect. 59. Not particularly challenging. I also like the fact that it's just a lot quicker. First order then, I'll probably use my Rage Jedi training. I have to remind myself actually, who did I set here? Okay, it was Newt. So I've got my BB-8, which makes this match a really easy one. I can probably CLS this one, JKR that one. That's kind of my only choice there. I kept Watt for offense. Now I don't remember for the life of me against what. I'm guessing he has Night Sisters in the back. But let's first go through Kylo Ren Unmasked here. Now this team is so, like, it's relatively low geared. It's not particularly strong. So if I had Ewoks on offense, I could even Ewok this. But that's a pretty slow battle. Not a huge fan. Let's just go over this one more time to make sure that I'm not overlooking any teams. And feats. No, I think I did the... Yeah, I have to do a CLS feat. That's right. So Emperor Palpatine is also going to be an option at some point that I shouldn't forget about. That was the only one I didn't mention. Cool, so let's use Rage Jedi training here then. I don't know why I closed this interface. I don't need T3 for anything. I don't have R2-D2, which gives me less AoE control. But I think these four should still get the job done just fine, considering their gear levels. So let's do it. Now there's been a lot of people putting their Hux on defense, which changes things up a little bit, as Rage Jedi training is very vulnerable to that. I think I'll take out First Order Officer first here actually. Because I can just... I really thought I was going to kill him there. But I even crit. I honestly couldn't tell. Alright. Now I'm going to stun you. Hopefully. No. It's weird not using my R2-D2. I'm really used to it. I mean, these guys are really strong together, but R2-D2 really makes a huge difference with all of the control that he offers. And I don't, unfortunately, I don't have Holdo, or that would be a great option. Let's try and land a stun again. That's better. Going to, does he have, nope, okay. See, everyone has all of this stuff. Wow, there's some dodges in there, I'm pretty sure. I think I'd rather kill him because he does more damage. And there's nothing that's going to kill him otherwise. Yep. Okay, I have to start healing, and then I have to start stalling on Kylo Ren. If I want to have a shot at recovering all of my protection. So let's first go for this fella. He's ability blocked, that's fine. Then I'm going to go for you. And I'll probably stall on him in the end. Although Kylo Ren does stack a lot of defense, which is quite nice. It's actually nicer to stall on him. As long as you make sure that he doesn't get any AoEs in, you're okay, because his damage is really low. And Kylo Ren Unmasked does a lot of counters, whereas Kylo Ren does not. But it looks like I don't really need to stall too much. I'm almost at full protection. Should be there right now. BB-8's close, but I think it counts as full. And if it doesn't, then whatever. I don't care enough about that one. Okay, let's put it on Finn. Finn is hurting a little bit. He lost the banner there, yeah. Well, that's fine. I'm unnecessarily rushing. Okay, so no Night Sisters on defense. That's actually surprising. So we did change some things up. He put his Newt on defense here, together with Chirrut and Baze, and then a Karth team. So that's slightly different than the usual that he does. Which is good. I like it when people change things up a little bit. Also change it for my expectations, because if people do 100% what you expected, on the one hand it's satisfying, on the other hand it's not as challenging, and it's a fairly dull kind of battle. So we changed some things up. I'll have to see what I want to do about that. Now when I fight Grievous BB-8, I'm always curious what the B1 is modeled like, because if it's a very high offense B1, then Bastilla can get hurt a fair bit in the beginning before you manage to gain control. Let's check Grievous. Wow, that's a very slow Grievous, but one of the healthier ones I think I've ever fought. Okay, he doesn't have a crit damage triangle, that's good. Yeah, let's just go straight in. Even if I mess it up, then I should be able to clean it up, I think. Depending on how far I make it, of course. Yeah, let's do that. So, Bastilla. So indeed, I still go before his Grievous just because his Grievous had such a low starting speed. Now ideally I get to go for, like normally you would say let's go for B2 first, but the issue with going for B2 first is that BB-8 is going to die at a random point in time. But I think I'll still do it. I think I'll still go for B2. I really want to make sure I take him out. I'm just not a fan of not being in control of when BB-8 dies, because if that gives Grievous an extra AoE at a very bad point, then it can really end up hurting you. I have to be careful with these two. I've killed Magna Guard on this occasion before, especially because he's gear 12. Alright, this should be fine. And now we get the first kill while I'm still healthy. Yeah, see, now BB-8's gonna die in probably the next turn, and that's going to hurt me. I want to do the stun here, I think. Otherwise I'm going to chain up 2 kills, and that's just a terrible idea. Ah, he managed to get it back. Yep, this is gonna hurt a lot. BB-8's about to die here. This shouldn't kill because of the foresight, that's good. Let's hit B1 here. I could also try to reduce the turn meter on Grievous, but I don't feel like there's a point. He's gonna take a turn. Okay, that's sort of just in time. And again, another AoE. I'll probably try to kill BB-8 and B1 in the same turn here. That's going to be the goal. I don't know how achievable that is, but let's give that a shot. That, or I'm going to get my direct focus back soon. I don't want to AoE here, even though I have foresights. I think they'll get... I honestly don't remember if Grease's AoE goes through foresight right now. So let's not risk it. Unfortunately, no specials anytime soon. Well, in that case, I'm just going to basic, and then I'm going to put this on Jolie, because that makes Grandmaster Yoda move 2, fills up his turn meter, and then I can AoE and kill them both. That's the plan here. And it worked. Yeah, he does hit through foresight. I thought I remembered that correctly. Okay, that's good. That worked the way I wanted it to. Now I'm not going to call an assist here because I need to reduce that revival cooldown, or I'm going to be in trouble. So let's pass it over to Jolie. And I should be able to revive here still. There shouldn't be a kill. It's a healthier Grievous than I usually fight, so I should be okay. I could do the group attack here, but I don't really see any reason to. I should have a chance to bring Hermit Yoda back here still, and then reduce. There we go. Okay, that went great. No issues there. Just lost a couple banners, but that's quite alright. So I still have CLS, I still have EP. with Thrawn as well, and then I still have bounty hunters with what? Or without what? Whatever I need to do, really. What would be nice for the bounty hunters? I mean, Karth is a dot-based team, and if I have a lot of tenacity, they're not really going to get anywhere. I think I'll probably CLS this team, because then I can focus on Dooku early on. Let's see how fast he is. Okay, yeah, he's pretty speedy. I'll definitely want to CLS these guys, I think. Since this is a Django lead, I think it wouldn't hurt to use my own bounty hunters here. Though their contract will be triggered a lot quicker. I will have the weapon tech, so that shouldn't give me any kind of trouble. So that is an option. Then again, I think bounty hunters over here will do just fine as well. Yeah, I do feel more comfortable taking CLS up against the bounty hunters than using my own. Let's see. He doesn't have the Zeta lead though. But he kind of negates the tenacity gains that I have from Bosk. I haven't really done this fight too often, so I'll probably just CLS it. Yeah. So CLS, Han, Chewie, and Old Ben is usually enough. I don't have C-3PO anymore. There's no other rebels that really add a whole lot here. These guys tend to get the job done, so let's get it done. Alright, so they have the huge speed boost in the beginning. Bosk will be very fast, and I definitely want to stun him. Those are some less counters than I expected. Not sure why. I don't necessarily want Dengar to stealth here. I don't mind the AoEs from the other guys. So this is a better outcome. And I'll just pick off Boba right here so that he never has any chance to execute. Yeah, I don't think they're really going to take any more turns here. This should kill, even though it's Old Ben. I don't really need to bring him all the time necessarily, but I'd rather be safe. Because that AoE turn meter removal there gives me full control over the fight. Okay, that was fine. Pretty much as expected. And then on defense he has his rebel fleet with Sunfac. Interesting. Okay, then let's go to the bottom here. So I've got EP left, and I mean my troopers can't really do anything here. We've got Bretons on both of the teams. Thrawn will definitely help over here. But EP over here also isn't too bad. If I fracture base in the beginning, I will get a lot of turn meter boost from Vader because there's two rebels here. So I think I might actually end up going with that, and then I can have a little bit of fun over here because I've never used bounty hunters up against Karth. Let's do that. So I'll do this one first then. Is it actually, who can I stall on in the end here if I want to recover my protection? Yeah, for that reason EP is actually nicer over here because there's Zaalbar who just infinitely stacks defense, and there's L3 who constantly cleanses buffs which feeds me turn meter, so I'll do EP over here. I guess it's just a much better matchup. I even have Nihilus still. Didn't think about that. So put in Thrawn, and then TFP is usually the go-to because of his tenacity down and his ability block and buff immunity. He's pretty much got the whole package, this guy, so let's keep it simple here. So we do the Force Crush. Hopefully land no buff immunity on Zaalbar. That's always a pity. Because now I have to go out of my way to dispel him and deal with a lot more incoming hits. Okay, I definitely want to ability block Garth. I could also opt for the turn meter boost here, but I think I'm going to drop him. Let's try though. Yeah, it didn't quite get me as much as I would have hoped. Let's see if I can... Wow, that actually hit a bit harder than I thought. Okay. Canderous is sped up at the moment. Okay then. Did not anticipate that one. I should have gone in with a little bit more of a plan, I think. Because now I'm sort of like, okay, the shocks are nice, but I'm sort of hitting them around to try to land stuff. But Karth's tenacity boost that they get from his lead is apparently a bit greater than the boost that I am getting from EP's lead, because he's just resisting everything, even though I've got plenty of potency on all of these guys. Even the tenacity down, I'm just not critting because of the crit avoidance. That's okay, but okay, I'll want to fracture. Let's keep the fracture on L3 probably. And just focus down Karth. I should have probably focused a little more on some character here from the beginning. He's going to make Zalbar taunt, and we don't want that, so let's do an ability block. Oh, I thought I already had the Annihilate ready. That's not as anticipated. Well, there we go then. I would love to get mission Zeta. This is a crazy number of turns. But it just feels like you're getting a Zeta and someone else is getting 3, I believe it's 3 relic levels, which just seems like such an insane trade. But here, and I also don't have Canderous, because together with Canderous, she can really deal a crazy amount of damage, as we're about to see, with Vader practically imploding. Nah, he's okay actually. Okay, it's good that that was an ability block at least, because things are getting a bit bloody over here. I should probably try to hurry up if I want to recover any protection banners. But I'm just a bit in awe and watching this team that I would love to have, because my Canderous is really low gear. Yeah, TFP didn't really get as much done as I would have hoped in this one. Yeah, I mean, I can try to recover something, but it's not going to work. Because now you'll see I start hitting really hard. Yeah, 55. That's pretty ugly against such a relatively easy team. But I should have gone in with a little bit more of a plan. And right now I'm just a little bit in a rush. So let's get these guys going. Right. Weapon tech I always like to put on Boba. I put the Django Zeta on now on his unique, so anyone he kills won't be revived either. Not that there's a whole lot of revives beside Newt here, but it's another reason to put the weapon tech on Boba so that he gets a ton of extra executes in like this one. Now without Cat Bane there is no Dispel for the Droideka, and I will get countered here on Bosk, but his tenacity is helping me out here. So Droideka is going to do some good damage on my Bosk, but that shouldn't really stop me from getting a win here. Dengar doesn't really get hit too much. So I'll put it on this squishy dude. Let's get the kill here. Also a crazy rate of executes. I think I just did 3 executes in a minute. Yeah, the lack of dispel, besides Boba, I suppose, is not so great. I should have maybe saved that execute just for Droidica over here, but I didn't, so. He's not coming back. But I will have one available in a minute. Yeah, it's the weapon tech that's speeding me up so much. But Droidica will go before me here. Which is okay, I'm healthy enough. He's only got 6 stacks. Ah, there we go. And he doesn't have a special now, so I will be okay. Alright, let's do the fleet battle. Now I hope everyone else, or the few people watching this rather, will have a great Grand Arena Championship season. Let's go just straight for the Galactic Republic stuff. Put in Ahsoka, 5s, Blow, and Sergeant. Now you may notice I'm not using Houndstooth. I like to put my Houndstooth on defense. I don't really need him for offense generally. So we'll just be making use of this setup without him. Not quite a kill there, but this might make a difference. Close. And this one gets the job done. Alright, nice. So for this particular one, I think what's going to help me maximize banners here, I can call in Plo and make Y-Wing retaunt, but this guy here is going to do an AoE in a moment, so I don't think that's going to help me very much. I should save it for the second reinforcement. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's top up you first actually. That's gonna be Phantom. Wow, very nice hit. Please, Ahsoka never crits for me. I swear she just never ever does. But if she crits right here and kills the ship, I'm not sure I'm gonna be happy. And there she crits, of course. Rex gets the kill. I suppose that's even funnier. Well, 63, it's good enough. But it's a pretty funny one. I could have gone undersized, I suppose, because it's a Millennium Falcon fleet, but I'm satisfied with the score, especially considering that my opponent couldn't clear any zones. So this was a pretty quick and nice matchup. I'm happy that the Padme counter worked in one go here, and no cleanup was necessary, because it made a lot of the other matches a lot easier. So that's it for the first round for me. Hoping that I'll get some interesting opponents in the next few ones. I have no doubt that I will, because I'm just at the upper bracket, the upper part of Division 2 still, as I'm currently at 4.49 mil GP. It's not that I intentionally want to sit here, it's more that I just haven't had anything that I necessarily want to gear. We have all these new characters, but there's no point to put any resources into them yet, until you've decided on Kylo Ren or on Rey. So I've just held off on that, and the only things I've really had to do since the last season was level up some of those new ships, so unlock the Finalizer and the Raddus so that I could start getting more shards for them. And like I said, I put that Zeta on Django because I just want a little more consistency up against Night Sisters, as I do like to use that counter. And I think that's pretty much it. I haven't really done anything else as far as I remember. So yeah, I'm still in Division 2. I could be moving to Division 1, but I don't really see the point. I'm going to get similar matchups anyways. I guess the difference is in Division 2, I'm matched up with other people that are very focused, and in Division 1 I might start facing people that are sort of all over the place. which might not be as challenging as it is now. So I got the undersize feat. I believe there's another one. Yeah, over here I didn't do that many undersize battles, so that's okay. And then this one. So solid first round. Looking forward to the next ones. Take care, everyone.